Brad Johnson here with Bulldog Boxing. As most of you hardcore boxing fans have heard already, the fight has been announced. Joshua, well, not officially announced, but Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder looks like they've come to terms for a heavyweight championship fight to unify the heavyweight title. Joshua sent an email back to Eddie Hearn saying that he would agree for a 2-fight deal with Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder's co-promoter, Shelly Finkel, is going to have all the contracts faxed over, sent over to her so they could sign and they could get, on with the deal. Anthony Joshua holds the IBF, IBO, and WBO heavyweight title. Deontay Wilder is the WBC champion. Wilder is 40-0 with 39 knockouts. Anthony Joshua 21-0 with 20 knockouts, former Olympian, both former Olympians. So this is a huge fight, the biggest fight you can make in the heavyweight division. And what we have now is we really need to promote it to the public properly. And everyone's going to say, well, the fight had plenty of time to marinate. In reality, when it comes to the casual fan, and if you really want to bring boxing back, you definitely bring it back in the heavyweight division, and you do want to get the casual fan on board. Now, how do you do that? I think they got to go out of the way or think out of the box to promote this fight. This is not, you don't have to promote this fight to boxing fans. Every boxing fan in the world, real boxing fans, the ones that are on the forum, the ones that talk boxing, listen to the boxing shows, everybody knows this fight, needed to happen and should happen soon. This is sooner than I thought. I thought they'd definitely both take another opponent before facing each other. It'll be 2019. I'm very surprised that this is looking to happen in the year of 2018. It's said that an unofficial kind of target date is September 29th of 2018. They're looking to do a 2-fight, okay? So the first fight would take place in the UK in Wembley Stadium, which is a soccer stadium, football stadium, rugby stadium, and this is just going to be a huge event. They can hold up to 90,000 people in that stadium. There's really nothing in the United States that comes close except for maybe where the Cowboys play. So, in Dallas, maybe they could do something of that magnitude. But what we have here is a huge fight that's going to take place. And I know Joshua is a huge star over in the UK and Europe. They support their people very well over there. From my understanding, in Europe, it's not even a big deal with, there's not the tribalism of, what color is this guy or that guy. If you're in the UK and you're in England, they support you. If you're a boxing guy, you're their guy. It doesn't matter. In the States, we still somewhat run into these problems. But I think this is perfect, okay? So Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are well known amongst hardcore boxing fans, but they don't have that public buzz. And the reason I say this, I run into a lot of people that, whether it's at work, customers I deal with, we may get to talking about sports and I bring up boxing. And I get the same thing every time. Well, there's no boxers anymore. I'm like, that's not true. There's boxers in every single weight division that are huge stars if you follow the sport. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about the flyweight division, if you're talking about the bantamweight division, featherweight division, welterweight division, cruiserweight division, and heavyweight division. And that's what all the casual fans want to know. Who's out there? They haven't followed boxing since Mike Tyson, okay? So now you have a chance to put them on the map. Now, again, the reason it should be in the UK first, they're looking at doing 2 fights, one in the UK, one in America. Why do it in the UK? His following is so big over there that this is going to make a big splash, okay? Now, American fans are going to get the idea by the time this fight happens, if it is in the fall, if it is in September, of what a big deal this is, and you may get them on board. 90,000 fans over there, and then you're pretty much guaranteed a return to the U.S., which I would assume would be in Vegas, but I suppose New York's a possibility, and Texas is a possibility, and Dallas. Now, the implications are you're going to have, finally, a unified heavyweight champion, an undisputed heavyweight champion. The last well-known undisputed heavyweight champion was Mike Tyson, who defended the belt 6 times as undisputed champion. Douglas obviously beat him. When Buster Douglas beat Tyson, then I guess you say he became the undisputed champion, but he never defended it. Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis also did it, but they never defended that all 4 titles. Holyfield did it and did it 3 times, I believe. So back to the promotion real quick. And this is where we touch on Wilder putting his face out there. Now, Wilder took a lot of slack for meeting with the president. He met with Trump for the pardon of Jack Johnson. Well, guess what? Absolutely great move, because people that like Trump know that he pardoned Jack Johnson. People that hate Trump know that he pardoned Jack Johnson. This became news. Wilder got to put his face on the news. Love him, like him, hate him, it doesn't matter. Now, it was real bullshit the way people went at Wilder, because he was there for one reason and one reason only. And it was boxing, and it was to pardon the first African-American heavyweight champ ever, Jack Johnson. Now, yes, it's probably, overdue, too long, too late. He's gone. It's kind of a nice gesture that may not mean a lot to people, and a lot of people thought it was just the president as a PR stunt. Hey, fine, whatever. Joshua was asked to be, Wilder was asked to be there, and he did it for the right reasons. It had nothing to do with any politics. And the best thing about it was he put his face in front of the American public. And he should put his face in front of the American public again. If they really want to promote this thing and actually get the casual fan to tune in, then maybe they should go ahead and do a couple more previews of Deontay Wilder. I don't know, throw him on an episode of American Idol for, as a guest, judge or something. Do something like that. You should have had him ringside at an NBA game, and announce it to the world. Let him throw out the first pitch at a huge baseball game, the All-Star game maybe. Something like that. Announce to the world that America has a heavyweight champion, okay? Let people know. Because the heavyweight division could come back. People want to see a huge heavyweight fight, and here it is. Again, Joshua's going to have that following. He can market even more, though. You could get more countries out there and more countries throughout the world to know Joshua's name and know Wilder's name. Now, the other thing is we have to market Joshua to America. So do something. You've got to cross-promote, because this fight in September, fairly short time for promotion. Like I said, you don't have to promote to anyone that knows anything about boxing. If you know about boxing, this is an absolute no-brainer. We know this fight has got to happen. Okay? But the casual fan, start pounding it to them. Let them know this fight is huge. It's going to take place in the fall. Have them come out, support this. This will be a monster fight. And if it happens to be a good fight, which I think it will be, then when they come back to America, it's going to be even bigger. And it'll have the trickle-down effect. People are going to want to know who else is in boxing. You're going to have everybody ringside. You're going to have the Terrence Crawfords and Earl Spence and Vasily Lomachenko and Triple G and Mikey Garcia and these superstars and up-and-coming superstars are going to be around, and people may want to see who these guys are. And that's how you bring boxing back to the mainstream, as we're already getting away from the pay-per-view channels, and we have the ESPN promoting the fights and the ESPN app, which is a whole nother story. I don't really want to watch a title fight on my phone, but we can get that at another time. As far as breaking down the fight, I think we'll do that as it comes closer. Personally, if you're going to ask me who has the edge going into it right now, I'm going to say Deontay Wilder. He's just got dynamite in both hands. Deontay Wilder's 6'7", 220 pounds, and he's just massively strong when he punches. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, for those that don't know him, look him up. I mean, he looks like a bodybuilder. He's 6'6", 245 pounds, and he's just extremely jacked. And he could punch too, and he could take a punch, and they both can. So this is going to be a huge fight. And I'm going to continue to do these videos every week. So subscribe to Bulldog Boxing. Share a video if you like it. Say something. It don't matter to me. But that's where we're at right now. We're looking for this fight to take place in the fall. It looks like they've agreed on terms, and now it's just, finishing out the final details.